All right. Hey, everybody. Richard and I are here to count down the final 17 minutes and 20 seconds, 19 seconds, 18 seconds of the Fury of the Forsaken Kickstarter. Thank you, everybody who has supported us. This has been great. We're really happy. How you doing, Richard?
I'm doing really well, thank you. I've enjoyed it. As I was just saying, Kickstarters are quite nerve-wracking, but I really enjoyed doing this one. And thank you, everybody, for supporting us. It's been really exciting, and it's as I've said before, it's a thing of beauty you've created. So well done. I'm really proud of you. It's great, and it's been great
You,
fun
you,
working with you.
you. It's been wonderful to work with you, and I think that the story that we've done is really, really epic and feels like a saga, feels like a Norse saga, and
Yeah.
I've had several groups playtesting it, but my own players are just going through it now. We've got one more session left, which will be this Saturday at 1 p.m. Central. Last night we started the battle using the mass combat rules, and not only did it go really, really smoothly, but my favorite aspect of it was that it didn't take anything to explain to them how it was going to work. I just explained it once. They got it. We
Okay, that's
ran it. It was so smooth. And I don't know if you
yeah.
saw, we had a bit of comedy because my friend Stevenson was playing the dwarf Maytok, who's manning the trebuchet, and he kept having the worst
Okay,
rolls, and it kept missing every shot. So, the battle is in it's spoiler. The battle comes in waves, and he had every wave that he thought he could hit with the trebuchet. He wanted to give it another shot. And he kept missing,
yeah,
and then there was an attack at the far north of the town, and he's at the far south of town, and he says, "Can I use my trebuchet? Can I use my trebuchet?" Draugr have come up out of the water onto the pier. My other friend, who goes by the name Future Ghosty on TikTok, was there with a ballista and a couple units ready to engage the
good.
Draugrs. They climbed out of the water, and Maytok says, I think I can hit him. I think I can hit him." And so I said, "There's no way." And the groups will measure it.
Okay, good.
So we went to the big map on Shard Tabletop, and we used their measure. Excuse me, choke myself on water. We used
It's the
their
exam.
measure. We used their measuring tool, and it was completely within range. It was long range for a trebuchet, but it was in range. So he
What they
fired
went
it
for.
and hit. So literally, like the guy standing on the pier at the far north end of the town, Draugr come up onto the pier. He's getting ready to engage, and a stone comes down from heaven and just takes them and the end of the pier out, and that's it. No battle. And it
Lovely,
was it
lovely.
was
I love that kind of
hysterical.
thing.
It was hysterical. Yeah.
What
For
you're
a
saying is that we're having
oh, say again.
they were having great fun. That's the
They
thing
were,
about
they
stuff like
were.
that. You engage.
It's been parts of the adventure have been really creepy, which is hard to do with Dungeons and Dragons. It doesn't lend itself to being scary, but parts have really been scary, but also parts have been hysterical. Yep.
Yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? To do that, to have that kind of balance on it, where you've got creepy, and then you're coming out, you have a bit of light relief because of all the NPCs. It's such good fun in it. I think that's
Yep.
great.
Yep.
That's worked well in that adventure. I'm really proud of it.
And it feels appropriately Norse because I think I've said elsewhere, while they can be quite grim, and there are certainly aspects of this adventure that are quite grim, there's so much comedy in the sagas
Yeah.
too, and you're not really doing Norse unless you've got it all, unless you've got all of it. So this is one of the adventures that definitely leans into the grim, but other adventures we've done lean into the comedy, and of course any group of people playing D&D are going to bring their own comedy no matter what you do.
Oh God, yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, fantastic. And if it's memorable and it's cinematic like that, that's really good because that's what you want, isn't it? You want it to stick
Absolutely.
out in minds and have that. Do you remember when we did that? Do you remember when we did this? And it's good. It feels very Norse, like you say. I'm really proud of it. I need to go to Sweden now. That's the thing, Luke. I've got to move up there.
Yeah, I've been to Norway twice. I've never been to Sweden, and I really want to go. I want to go to actually, Grimfrost, the people who make all the authentic Norse clothing and jewelry, and they
Oh
supplied
yeah,
the
yeah, no, yeah.
Vikings TV. They're open. They're trying to build a village. They're trying to build an actual Norse village, and so if they get that up and running, I want to visit that. And I don't know. They don't, they also have a really good YouTube show where they talk to experts, and they had a guy on who's just reconstructing Norse food, and they had, they talked to language experts, and they talked to a guy who built a working
Okay.
longship, and so I like their thing. But I wrote them, and I'm like, hey, I'm Lou Anders. I wrote a Norse children's book. I have this Norse game. I love your stuff, and they're like, all right, great. Let us know if we can help with our products. So. Anyway, they may be like, "Who's this crazy American?" If I show up there one day, uh,
Yeah, you've got to go. Yeah, we need to go. My sister goes to Norway all the time hiking. She loves it. She just thinks it's beautiful,
it,
and
it,
everybody's
it
so friendly. So yeah, it's got to be done, Lou.
the thing that got me was the fjords. Just I had no idea what they were in pictures. In pictures, I thought, okay, they're rivers. The rivers between hills. And then I got there,
Yeah,
and the scale of them. I'm looking at the shore, and I thought it was so much closer. And then, because I'm in the middle of the fjord, and then I see a boat go by, and it's a speck, and I suddenly like realized
yeah,
how big the water I was on was, because you can't tell with these green
yeah.
hills. And I'm like, this it's massive, and they're not rivers. They're not rivers at all. They're their own thing, and they're so beautiful. And we went to a town called Geiringer, which we had a wonderful chocolate place with a grass roof where they sold you little round bits of chocolate that you melt into your hot milk. But then we took the bus to the top of the mountain, and the mountains just went forever. And I,
Yeah.
grew up skiing in Colorado and Utah and stuff, but the mountains went forever. There was just these gray, jagged mountains as far as I could see.
I went out with a couple of American friends a couple of weeks ago, and he's into wingsuiting and jumps off things and tries not to die. And he just jumped off Troll Wall, and he said, "Oh,
Oh my
it's
gosh.
a vertical kilometre, by the way." And I was like, "God, what possesses you to jump off the thing?" You imagine that? I mean, it's gigantic, that piece of
I've
stone.
stood at the base of it. I've stood at the base
Oh
of it.
yeah,
I've never jumped off of it because it's the tallest vertical drop in all of Europe without a
yeah,
break. Yeah, it's not the tallest mountain or anything, but it's the tallest vertical drop without a break. I think it
wow,
took a team something like a week or so to climb it. Like,
yeah, that's right.
but you can drive around to the backside. But it's amazing because it's just so jagged. It's like you just expect a dragon claw to come up over the top and look up over it. It looks
Yeah.
like it's out of the Lord of the Rings.
Well, that was when we were looking at those pictures that we were trying to think of a setting and thinking about Lake Town, as we mentioned before.
Yeah.
That you look at these places and you think that is just fantasy. I don't. You sometimes come across places like that. You think that's just straight out of Lord of the Rings, immediately out of Lord of the Rings. We need to set something there. That is a cool place. And I think that we've got that setting, haven't we? That end of the fjord, without giving too
Yep.
much away. That got that isolation. It feels grim and it feels dark, but they're all kind of, there's all that interaction with the NPCs and stuff. So it's got that us against the world kind of feel about it, which I like. A survivalist kind of thing, I guess.
Yep. Oh, 8 minutes left. 8 minutes
How
left.
we doing? How we doing?
We're at 13,832, still at 185 backers. Today, it's been such a good morning, and it's slowed down for the last 30 minutes. Uh,
I've been watching it constantly, and it keeps going up and up, going, wow, that's fantastic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's really
I am
good.
gonna post that link somewhere real quick. See if we can get a last minute backer in. Ah,
It's been fun. It's been fun. Really enjoyed
yeah,
it, and it's really great to get feedback, especially from the play testers, which
yeah,
was really nice.
yeah.
Really appreciate what they said about it. So, have you got what? Did you say you've got one more session to run on that?
I've
Is
got
that the
one
kind
more
of wrap?
session. We got through all four waves of the battle, and we just have well, I don't want to spoil what we have in case one of my players sees this, but we have the things coming to a head with the monsters.
Right, good,
And so
good.
that's all that's left. I have to think of some strategy for that because one of my players, Andrew, is really, really good at plotting strategy. And so the battle went pretty smoothly because they had set traps over the town. They had taken the whale oil and spilled it all in front of the gate, and they set it on fire.
Oh,
And
okay,
they
good.
they they trapped about 6 different places where the lake town has, a bridge between two sections of town to collapse, and so they were able to collapse one under a team of Draugr, and so it's they put a lot of work into setting up, and it's paid off. They had people standing on the roof of the Jarl's Longhouse with signal flags so they could relay information about where things were, and they got lucky where they positioned themselves that it matched where the attacks came in. So it went really smoothly, but it was fun. I think it felt like a war. It felt like a battle. It didn't, it felt like something different.
And I think you could probably run that half a dozen times and get half a dozen different results as well.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I've last minute changes.
Without giving too much away, how did the town go?
Oh, you cut out for a second. How did what go?
In the sticks of Derbyshire and the local druid bands. There'll be some hex on the internet going on up here in the deepest, darkest Derbyshire. I was going to say, without giving too much away, how did the interaction in the town go? How was that?
It went really well.
Smoothly, unexpectedly.
It's gone smoothly. So we had a player join us after we started, and so she stepped into the role of Gertrude, the town watch captain's sister. So we had an automatic connection to the town because that's her brother.
Okay.
And
yeah.
They haven't done much investigation. They have speculated after the dream sequences that they know what's going on, and they did go out to the sea and swim down and see what's down there, but they haven't done any investigation. They've never poked around the Jarl's Longhouse or anything like that. So they've done they're not following up on the mystery elements at all. So it's, we've played 7 sessions and we'll finish with an 8th session, and our sessions are about 2 hours each. So it's about 16 hours of gameplay, and they haven't done any of the investigation stuff. So they've done a fair amount of role play, but not. So I think it could easily be a 20-hour adventure if you had a party that did that, and also if you had a party that if you use the option to have some of the Draugr attack before the 3 days, which was an option in there that you don't have to do, and so you could definitely make this like a 20-hour adventure or longer.
You see, Lou, what we would do, because we've been gaming together for so long, is we would just take the slaughter without dialogue approach, and we would do exactly the same thing. We'd just be planning for the fight, and everything else would just pass us by, and that's fine because we're like a low maintenance group of players. We're fine. Yeah. We just all want to roll some dice and just get stuck in. So it's good. It's good. That's nice, and it's nice that it can appeal to people on that level.
Yep.
But also, you don't need that to interact with it. That's what's so lovely about it. I think that's why it appeals on so many different levels.
Yep, they've definitely speculated about what's going on. They just haven't taken any proactive actions to determine if they're right. But they did in the dreams. They get a lot of clues out in the dream sequences, and so they're not going to be surprised when it goes down. They're just like I said. I think we could get another couple of hours out of it if they had done some poking around. So I'm satisfied with the length of it and how it plays.
That's good. And was the dream stuff? Did that work all right with them?
Oh, that was that was the creepy part. So one of the players stepped on, spoiler, one of the wicker effigies of herself character,
okay.
and just went, oh god, oh god, oh god. It just real tangible dread.
Yeah. That's when anything like that happens. One of my favourite gaming moments. I met a guy at a convention who'd run an adventure. And he said his friend had rung him the morning after they played the session and said he couldn't sleep because he wanted to kill one of the NPCs so much. He'd lost sleep over. He was so cross. Are you proud now? Oh, sorry, I really am proud of that. Yeah, that's great. That's a really good reaction.
That's awesome. I last night I was up. I couldn't sleep for the first hour because I was thinking about how I'm going to orchestrate the final climax. Who needs to be where and what they can do to make it really exciting, especially since it's going to be its own thing now and not the end of a 2-hour session. It's going to be its own session. So I have to try and outthink Andrew. 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
That's good. Well, Well, it's got that cinematic quality, hasn't it? I just
Yep.
thought about Beowulf because that's one of my favourite films. I do like Ray Winston a lot as well. He's great in it, and I just think that it's got that kind of like you could make a film out of it almost because it's got a lot of different things going on, particularly the dream sequences, which is great. So we've got what, 2 minutes? Thank you very much, everyone.
2 minutes.
That's good.
Oh, I don't think we're going to have anybody swoop in at the end here. So it is that we are going to have late pledges enabled, but the prices go up on some items and some items disappear, and some items get added. I'm going to add Vengeance of the Valravan, the previous hardcover adventure, as an add-on for late pledges, and also the hardcover of the Player's Guide if people want to make really authentic characters to fit the setting. And 86 seconds, 85 seconds. I love my. Oh, that's interesting. I love the timer that's on there. That's a feature I hadn't done anything with yet, but it's great for this.
That's very good. Yeah, that's
Yep.
very good. It's really funny the way these run, isn't it? That they come down to just they're very well constructed. It's very cleverly done, and I've enjoyed it. It's been wonderful.
Wow.
So you should be proud of your setting, Lou. It's been a real pleasure to work with it. Hopefully, we'll work on it again.
I think we will, or we'll work on some other areas in the world. We still got that Unglen adventure, and
that's all wrapped up. Yeah, it's been really great to work on it. It's
30 seconds. 30 seconds. Is anybody going to?
And very, I feel very absorbed.
All right, last 25 seconds. I think we're gonna end with 185 backers unless somebody's really quick with their fingers.
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
Yep.
All those backers, we appreciate it. It's great.
8,
It's been
7,
lovely to have
6,
so much support.
5, 4, 3. I gotta have the count. 2, 1. There we go. Oh, look at that confetti. Awesome.
It's very clever. Very good. Well done, mate. Proud of you.
Thank you, buddy. It's been awesome. So thank you, everybody. It's been an amazing project. We're gonna
Yes,
it'll go to we're still collating the last of the playtest information, and then there's one more group beyond mine that are a little behind me in the playtest, and then that'll all get handed input into the adventure and handed off to the copy editor. Copy edit will probably take place in the month of July. I should be able to start laying the book out in August. I hope that in September I can actually get backers the PDF of it and the companion volume and any other PDFs that they've backed for and add-ons, and then the Shard tabletop version's already laid out. I just have to input the copy edits and have them help me with one or two technical things. So I should be able to deliver that in November, knock on wood, and we'll be on track for the hardcover in December, maybe even sooner.
fantastic.
Yep.
Absolutely brilliant. Can't wait to get my hands on a copy, Lou. You need to send it out. It'll take 3 months to get to England as well, don't forget. So you go.
No,
come by snail mail this way.
it'll print it. It's drive-through RPG. They have a printer in England, so it won't take.
Okay.
It'll come from you to you.
Fantastic. That's really good. I didn't know that.
Yep.
That's very clever.
Yeah, they have a printer in Canada and the UK and the US, and so that's the only territories we're selling the physical in because didn't know what was going to happen with the tariffs and or any other things, price of paper, price of shipping. Yep, but
Well, they've all done now. Tariffs are done, Lou. You don't need to worry about it.
hope so. Hope that's true. Awesome. All right. Thank you, everybody. We're gonna sign off now, and we're so thrilled with all the support, and we can't wait to get this adventure in your hands. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Bye bye.